It's like a creature feature type shit.
I remember he was going to do that show.
That's good. It's fun.
All right, everybody. Did you miss us? Because we're back.
We missed you.
We did miss you guys. So, welcome everyone to Walking After Whiskey. No Beer the Walking Dead. No that other crappy show that we don't even talk about anymore. We went like 2 episodes in. We are Walking After Whiskey. Hey, everybody. We missed ya.
And I'm Travis.
I'm Shorty. Shit.
We're gonna break down your latest episode of The Walking Dead.
Smooth. It's like we didn't miss a beat. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Walking After Whiskey. I'm Shorty.
And I'm Travis. Tonight we're going to break down your latest episode of The Walking Dead.
We're also going to break down Shorty finally got her wish in life. It is our last season of The Walking Dead. So, Shorty gets her wish, and we're going to break down some rum.
We are running with rum today.
Yes.
And it's actually called the Kraken Attacks
California edition. So we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had a couple drinks of it already. Got to have a good review of that.
I didn't.
We're also going to review season 11, episode 1, the final season. So 111.
And according to like Google Speak or whatever, it's Acheron because we had to look, but part 1. So there's a part 2 apparently in the horizon.
It's one of the 5 rivers of Hades. I mean, everyone else knows it by that, so it's kind of weird.
Everybody knows it by that.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah, after we Googled it.
It's worth the Google.
It was worth the Google. Google it.
Let's get to
Like,
the reviews.
what do you say? River of Sorrow, River of Woes, something like that?
River of Woe. Yeah.
Oh, I'm a little frightened of this.
River of woe and sorrow. Just like this drink, apparently.
Cheers, y'all. Oh, I'm so happy. It's not whiskey.
I love rum too. It's actually a good drink.
That's actually, it tastes like it has like soda in it. It's a little sweet.
I taste a little like
sweet.
like Jaeger, like a little Jaeger back taste.
Oh,
But we'll the review
let's
later.
not talk
Sorry,
about it.
I'll show you
We
first.
digress. All right, so we start the show off. Everybody is in this episode. Like everybody that you love is in this episode. So we start off. Dude.
It's last season.
Like already Negan brings it up. Like, come on now. Oh man, it's like right in the heart. So we open up the show with people repelling. That was cool.
Yeah, not a big deal.
So repelling into a giant dead fest of military zombies that are sleeping.
We get our first sleepy baby zombies.
Sleeping.
Little sleepy baby zombies, all the military ones. Tuck them in at night. King went over this a long time ago. So I guess it's hibernating. Was what they're saying they are. They're like lurker zombies or whatever. And
They're hungry is what they are. They're hangry. They were hangry and now they're just sleeping. Like I need a nap.
And I process really fast. If you look on the ground where the gun was, right? There's actually Carol sees a gun. There's dust everywhere. Like if you think about when the fall happened, it's about 15 years. It's been there for a long time. And I think at this point we've seen zombies kind of morph, or they've been kind of they've been kind of becoming different, or evolving. And so it looks like maybe that these zombies have felt like to fall themselves to sleep and hibernate while they kind of wait for something to to spark them up or wake them up again.
So I think it's kind of believable. I'm not quite sure. Actually, my notes were zombies are sleeping. When did that happen? But so anyway, they're sleepy. They're hungry and they're sleepy. So our crew is actually looking for, and like I said, it's everybody that you love. So our crew, they send all the chicks down, and they are looking for military food is what they end up like.
MREs, yeah.
MRE, I didn't know what they're called. M something. Meals.
Meal ready to eat.
Oh, there you go. Thank you. I didn't Google that. So they find what they're looking for. They start sending the packs up, and there's like a lot of one went down there. There's like 5 of them down there. 5 or 6
crates,
of them down.
Crates.
No, but the people that they sent down. So there's like 5 or 6, and they all have to be quiet because apparently everybody knows about this sleepy zombie phenomenon. So they actually get on quietly, and as they are sending up bags, one of the ropes is like severed. Right. Somebody gets cut, and then blood falls on the zombie, and it was like the kiss of death.
So in this scene, the zombies all start waking up, sequentially. They're all standing up again, and
like a vampire. They were like vampires. Like the blood hit their mouth. And
they come back up again, like from what's her name from Underworld, just like that. When they wake the zombie up, it happened just like that. And so,
we just watched Underworld.
So sadly, they're these people that are down there. They start mowing through the zombies, right? And there's like 4 people upstairs that shooting arrows. They clear about half the room out in about, I'd say, with several minutes, right? They're doing a very good job of it. And when you look around, there's military weapons, there's grenades, there's helicopters, there's everything you need to kind of
get out of the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, take over and take out the zombie. Exactly. And I was like, what are they doing even trying to leave this place? Like, this is our new home. This is our new home now.
Well, you think that they would clear it out because, like you said, they're already halfway. I mean, what I thought, the one thing that was believable about the scene is like not all the guns worked. Like they would try a gun, it wouldn't work, so they would go. So that was at least believable.
Or empty, right? They put the characters in there.
But it was like, yeah, why would you not? It seemed really safe. I mean, you could have a whole horde of sleeping zombies and they're fine.
Yep, and it seemed like pretty contained and stuff, but it's hard for us to, obviously, thinking outside the box from right there. They're trying to make a cool show for us to watch right now, and we're like, what the fuck are they doing?
And they were tearing apart.
Yeah.
That's what we do here, people.
So they were all able to all escape. No one got hurt. They had a bunch of MREs. They get back to Alexandria. Like, oh, there's all the food.
It's not enough.
That's a week.
Yeah,
that's a week of food.
It's not enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what that weird scuffle was about. So then the core group is now in discussion about what they're going to do at this point because there is not enough food. And so then Maggie, we finally learn a little bit more about Maggie's backstory at Meridian and what happened there with the Reapers taking out basically their whole crew. So.
Yeah, they're in a little fight there because, I mean, literally they couldn't have enough crops just to sustain what they had. So they found homeless people after a big war. Like from Maggie's group that came in there now, they couldn't sustain themselves. And Joel makes mention that, the ground is spent. There's no nutrients in the ground to grow crops, which, obviously we've seen on Fear the Walking Dead that they have addressed by decomposing and breaking down dead people. Their soil is actually rich, but they don't have those, and they haven't got to that process yet. They don't know how to do those things yet. So the dirt is just bland. There's no nutrients actually to grow crops. So now, like, we can't even grow food here. We can't grow food just to sustain us or anyone else.
Although it does feel like you can just take a wheelbarrow and go out and then bring some more in. But
yeah, you'd imagine there's something. And
you would think that there's something.
And so the Andrew has a big fight because there's holes in the wall. They have kids there now. They have more people. And zombies is not a question of how, but when, because zombies are going to break through the walls there. So they want to be making walls. But you can't make a wall on an empty stomach and no one can even eat. So it's like, what are we going to keep doing
So you
here?
have 3 people, oddly enough, that are not about this at all. So it's Aaron. Obviously, he has a daughter. So it's Aaron.
Rosita.
Really oddly, Carol.
Right.
Like both of those females love to kick ass. So I thought it was very well. I guess though, what's her bucket? Rosita has a kid too, so there's that. But Carol, I'm like, really, Carol, you're gonna stay behind? No, of all times, you're gonna stay behind.
Right.
You're not gonna go out and like do your Carol thing and debate about
Save
if
the
you're
day.
gonna run away.
Save the day.
Jesus Christ. Anyways, I digress. My bad. So they make a crew.
Yeah. Everyone in the room and they just grab Negan. Come on, Negan, come with us.
Yeah, fine, we'll pick Negan.
Yeah, right. He's like the last pick on the Foursquare, last pick on dodgeball.
Exactly. But actually, how many more like looks can Maggie give Negan? Like
The whole
it's
season.
So freaking
it's like a Telemundo, like, por qué? Like, why'd you cheat on me? It's always like these daggers scenes, with him and her. And Negan's like his puppy. He's just all sad. And she's always like, pew, pew, pew.
So we do have a cross story going on. So then we actually cut to what's going on when we left Princess and crew. Like, 'cause I don't care about anybody else on that entire crew but Princess.
Tank girl.
Because I love her. Like, I love her. So, and turns out, so they're being interrogated by like super clean, super business type people. Like, where do these folks come from? Like, I think she had makeup on actually. Like, it's just like really like a really strange thing. But they're definitely being interrogated for 7 hours.
Yep.
And then I think the only person that kind of, and really strange questions, and then they start to repeat like a torture type of thing.
Very psyops, very breaking down what they are, breaking down their time, breaking down where they think they are anymore. And we see that later on when they meet the couple. How long have you been here for? One guy says 4 months, and she says no, it's been 9.
Yeah, exactly.
And the reprocessing kind of breaks down who you are and what you know, and until, like I said, until you become the piece of putty they want to bring back into their group, they're going to keep breaking you out of what you know.
But we totally find out who's going to save the day.
Yep. Ezekiel,
shut up. Dirtbag. He's ready to die, too. That's kind of sad.
I love that. What's up with that goiter? Because I haven't heard the word goiter.
Well, he didn't have a thing on it anymore.
Yeah. I haven't heard the word since Tangled, when there's goiter. I was like, oh, there's that word
That's
again.
a pretty old school type thing.
Right?
Yeah. You got rickets, too? Like what?
The bends?
Exactly. Come to find out, though, Princess has like this
She's crazy. She's crazy.
Well, she is crazy. So Did you not kind of think a little bit though, like maybe she's making this shit up? Like I actually, for a minute, I thought maybe. She's
Well, you think about what she did with the zombies in her own town, when she made
Yes.
like the scenes with them. I was like, oh, this bitch is nuts.
So,
But no, like
a little comic relief,
Yeah.
and lo and behold, like she was correct on everything, like all the gestures and stuff, and like Yumiko's face was like,
yeah,
the fuck, girl, like.
Right.
But so they would actually, so where we leave that storyline is, it turns out the two dudes are gonna bang. And I assumed it was
could
two
be a guy
dudes.
and a girl. They're
I
both
don't
in
know. I
suits,
assumed it was two dudes. I was like, dude, let's go. Come on, gays.
having
let's go.
protein shakes
I was
and
good
like
with that.
whatever.
I'll fine with that because it was a little political. We had some political stuff in there for sure. So
Mm-hmm.
I thought, okay, let's just get it all out there. I love
They
it.
use their last name, so
love
it's
it.
really kind of who knows.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, so they hatch a plan. They figure out when they go to bang. So then they go and they take their uniforms.
Yep.
And so on the way out, though, there's this huge, like, really sad wall of like
People's
lost
faces
people,
and-
basically.
Yep.
So it's very like Wonder Woman-esque, I thought. But so this whole wall of lost people, and what's her bucket? Princess actually says she notices a sign from Yumiko's brother, like, "Hey, this is my sister," and she calls her over, and so now, of course, Yumiko can go and whatever. But
Yeah, it was very much.
I'd be like, "You can stay."
So
I'm going.
these photos and these names were people that like basically were there that said, hey, when you're out on your runs, look for my friend, look for my sister, look for my cousin. It was very kind of touching and crazy enough. Princess, like, are y'all gonna act like that's not Yumiko on the wall right there? Like they all stop and look.
But what was cool about that, though, is obviously she has an attention to detail, right? She's like super hyper focused on,
Oh, yeah.
on attention to detail. So
Definitely.
it wasn't like unrealistic that, oh my gosh, she zoomed in on
Nope,
something
yeah.
at this huge wall. So that was actually somewhat believable, but
Yeah, she has obviously like what do they call that? What do they call that when you're like an idiot savant? Like you're like there's some common things you can't do, but those little crazy subjects you're like amazingly good. Your details are like crazy impeccable, and she was able to just quickly see Yumiko. And someone even mentioned that said someone I mentioned was Heath written on the wall up there. I didn't get to confirm that, but someone said it's a name of Heath on the wall too, which would have been pretty cool to bring him back
yeah,
in this last season.
you'd have to kind of put a pause on there, I guess.
I could see Heath in this season. That'd be pretty cool.
Interesting. So that kind of ends that storyline. We leave them not knowing. Okay, Yumiko wants to stay, but obviously all these people want to leave.
Yep.
So
So Eugene,
it kind of-
Princess, take off.
so that's that storyline there. But love her. Can't stand it how much I love her. All right, and then we cut back to so Maggie and her crew are now, and it's like a lot of people. So Maggie and her crew are now down in this tunnel, and there's a huge confrontation between her and Negan. I mean, the whole time Negan's kind of bitching anyway,
Yeah.
which is classic Negan. I mean, he's gonna bitch and talk the whole time.
And he's actually,
But-
he's still in the room too. Like he's like, we're doing, he said, we have to get out of the rain. And we said, you don't vote, asshole. He's like, well, he's kind of right that we can't keep walking in this rain.
Oh, he's right on everything.
Yeah, he
like,
is.
He's right on everything.
And they keep putting him in his place. You don't vote, asshole. We should run things, asshole. Like they keep putting him in his place, and Negan, and at this point, Negan's trying to figure out like who's against me. Like does everyone know that I can kill by everybody?
Everybody, including Daryl at this point, apparently.
It's like they're going on snipe hunting. Let's go hunt and snipe. Bring Negan, right? Basically, oh, there's no snipe. We're just gonna kill you. Like, oh, yeah, I
Right.
get it.
So I mean, he does give them all these warning signs, like everything's smart. Like, oh, there's the water line, and it's storming, so that we're going to be stuck in this water line. Like, and then they come across all of the sleeping zombie bodies again. So all these sleeping zombie bodies, again, they reference the fall. They've been
Right.
here since the fall, so they've been there half a minute. And so then there's a big confrontation. Like Negan's like done. He's like, I'm leaving. I
Yep.
want to leave, and gives like the whole spiel of why he wants to leave and why he should leave and why he is leaving, including just straight out challenging Maggie. Like,
Something very
you
believable.
brought me here to kill me.
Something very believable, which I actually was kind of skeptical about at first, was these guys are living in like very like old timey times, 1800s style living, right? I'm like, how close are they to the city? Like, how close could actually be to DC? And looking at an actual map, Alexandria is like 10 miles away from Washington DC. I'm like, oh, they're really close the whole
Believable,
time. They should obviously doing more runs in the city. You think if the season was any longer because they don't have to go to these podunk towns anymore. Like they're literally right by the city. Seeing the metro, I'm like, it's so out of place. Like, what, there's a metro? How close are these places to the cities? But yeah, it was actually really cool to see on the map how close they were to an actual huge city like
Right.
DC.
So let me get your take on this. So, and we'll get back to this argument between, or the confrontation between Negan and Maggie. But so two people leave.
Yep.
So is that people from Maggie's Meridian team? Because we haven't seen them before. Like, when we saw the first like white-haired dude, I was like, oh, he's a goner because we've never seen him before. But
Sure.
so he actually takes off though. But I didn't know if they were from her Meridian crew, which I thought was interesting.
I wanted to imagine that because it seemed at first like we have Meridian's best fighters now. I hope some of you guys will come with me too. So they brought Meridian's best fighters with them on this run, right? And they also mentioned that they said we took in 2 other communities right now since it's happened.
Right.
So it's probably
okay, perfect. I do remember
there.
that now. But also going back to what you just said about Meridian, though, actually the 2 best fighters were I thought she
The
converted
face
from the
mask, yeah.
Reapers. Like they were Reapers before. I thought she said.
She said they were Meridian's best fighters, not the Reapers.
Oh,
I
I thought she
had
said
to watch
the
it twice
Reapers.
to see if that's what's
Gotcha.
going on.
I didn't watch it twice.
So the Reapers were just, they said when you see them, you're dead, and they only kind of attack you in the dark.
Right.
So I don't think they convert those people.
Okay. My bad. All right, so confrontation happens. So and Negan brings up because he's just gonna get it all to a head.
Yep.
So he actually brings up the horrid episode that will not be watched by me. And then actually Daryl comes
Not
in
on
and
purpose. We're sneaking it in.
Daryl comes in and just like whops him.
I'll sneak it in Jungle Cruise one night. It's just the bash. Like, well, we'll cut it out.
Nice.
Right?
Nice.
So people. Negan was very pissed off when he read through this episode that he didn't want to bring up, Glenn, because he's like,
He's all, no, wait, we're past that.
Yeah, I'm building my character up to be a hero, right?
Yeah.
And it's actually funny. It always brings me back to this amazing line where it's you either die a hero or you live long enough to be the villain, right? Negan was a hero with his wife. If he would have died then, he'd have been a hero. But you live long enough through things like this, you become the villain. And it's great that at this point he lived long enough. Maggie's back there, so he can't be a hero again. He can only be like the meme where it says, just know that if I die, I talk shit the entire time.
Yeah.
And it's like, yep, that's Negan. Like, if I'm going to get killed, I'm going to lay it on the line. Fuck you guys, I'm already dying. He already knows he already thinks they're all going to kill him anyways.
Right.
So like, fuck, you might as well kill him for some shit I already did.
Yeah,
Fuck
he's
it.
basically just like their zombie time GPS
Yes.
at that point. So he's their zombie time ways. So a little bit of controversy with how the episode, and the other thing that Jeffrey Dean Morgan was like, really? You're going to make me put Maggie to her death too? Like, why don't you just kill me now?
Yeah. all of my fans now have for me is now gone. Right? I'm back to being the heel.
Exactly. But the good part is, though, I think a lot of people were already irritated with Maggie's disappearance anyway, and then of course she comes back because her other show did shitty. And I don't know, like I'm really iffy on her character anyway, so I think it's good because people have started to now like Negan more, like trust Negan.
Yep.
And then like her character's not great. Like there's nothing redeeming about her at the moment besides Baby Glenn. So
Sure. And I think it kind of helps Negan if anything, because the more she treats Negan like shit, more people have more empathy for Negan. It kind of works. It works in his favor, I think. If Maggie was more sympathetic towards him, it might make Negan look more like shit. But since she's so off to him, knowing how he just saved everybody. He even slept with the leader of them just to save the group. He took one for the team, right? That's pretty amazing. And I hope that story got shared around the campfire with some bush baked beans, and they all had a big fart laugh about it.
You got a bush baked bean, all right.
Just so I took the biggest one for the team, right? Yes. So definitely didn't go too far. And so we see Maggie trying to climb up. She's the last one to go. A good leader. But it was Maggie and Negan. She told Negan to go because as a good leader, you're always going to be the one to make sure your team goes through. So Negan goes up the top of the subway, and she, for some reason, becomes a damsel in distress who cannot get up the top of the thing. And he looks over at her, sees the zombies grabbing at her leg, and decides to just say, you know what, I didn't even see none of this, and backs up, and then Maggie falls. So you see Maggie's hand go away, you assume that she fell, we don't see what happens.
So prior to that, though, so Daryl actually was going to go up, but then Dog leaves, right? Dog runs away, and so Daryl goes and follows Dog, and there's obviously an opening
Under
there.
the
Like you can
trailer.
see the light coming through. So my whole thing is that Maggie figures out how to get underneath and follow out wherever Daryl and Dog got out of, and that's how she gets out.
We don't know, we're just speculating at this point.
It's probably really true.
That's why should I pull a Glenn? Remember we thought Glenn
What
died?
is wrong with you?
Well, remember the guy killed himself and Glenn fell off the
He's
dumpster?
just rubbing it in right now.
Glenn falls off the dumpster for 2 days. For two episodes, we thought that Glenn died. And he rolled underneath the dumpster and hid there, right? And remember, and then he killed zombies around him and waited it out and then got back out again. Not that time he got his head bashed in with a bat and his eye popped out. Not talking about that time.
You're mean.
That time was actually,
He had to
put down a
survive
dog.
so that time could happen.
That time, this is different times.
Whatever. It was a good episode, though.
Yeah, I liked it. Hey, you know what? That was a good review, too.
It's quick.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
It's not that quick.
All right, party people. So again, for Shorty's Revenge, so actually Shorty was walking through the Safeway and saw this
Running
bottle
with rum.
and was gonna get some Bacardi, and I got that, but I also found this lovely bottle, and it's called the Kraken Attacks California. And we have now been trying to decipher all of the monuments and landmarks and crap on the bottle, which I think we've done a pretty good job.
Yeah, it's a limited edition collector's bottle, but the same Kraken flavor. 94 proof, dark, caramelized. You take a lot of different aromas from it. Caramel, toffee, spice rum. I've never been a huge fan of Kraken. It's always just tasted too much, just too dark for me. I'm not a big fan of Sailor Jerry either, and it tastes like a very bad knockoff of Sailor Jerry. Sailor Jerry is nice. I like the spiciness of it, but I think anything that tries to be like it. Other than that, it's probably good for cocktails, things like that. A lot of rums aren't really good straight up. I mean, they're always good in mixes because fucking rums are amazing for that. How'd you like it?
Well, dark rum tends to give me headaches, so we'll see what happens tomorrow morning. I tend to get migraines from the dark rum. And I guess what I was a little disappointed, so when I saw the bottle and zoned in on it, I thought maybe there was like a special flavor edition, but that is not the case. So I'm slightly disappointed in that, but I do love the artwork on the bottle. The bottle's really cool. In general, because it's a Kraken, I just want to love it.
Fuck
So-
yeah, right? And if you guys hate black licorice for some reason, please tell me if you taste black licorice. It tells us there's a lingering finish and spicy, which you want spice rum to be. But for some reason, I taste black licorice. I hate black licorice, and so I actually have a very bad deposition for this bottle because after I taste it, that lasting finish is what kills it for me. But I'm sure it tastes great with a soda or a Diet Coke. I'm sure it'd be great.
So I hate black licorice. I get what you're getting at, but for me, it's almost more like a Dr. Pepper. Like there's a real
Yes.
distinct sweetness in it, almost like a Dr. Pepper. So that's kind of what I get a little bit more
Sure.
than black licorice because that would just make me yak.
Yeah, some people hate it, some people don't. Like I can't do Jaeger,
Oh.
but it probably brings the sweet, dark, and like dark rums are thick. So maybe just that thick and sweet. Maybe you
Yeah,
can imagine.
we will never be walking after Jaeger. That's for damn sure.
No. Well, good review. Good alcohol review. Cheers.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Junction Brewery, 101 West
Cheers.
Victorian Road, Marin County, California, for having us here.
We're going to try to have some special guests. So there are going to be some really random special guests. Some people just kind of want to be on the show.
Yes.
So looking very much forward to that. Other than that, it's nice to see your face.
Yeah, you too. If you guys are local, come by. We're here on Wednesday nights here all season long. Please come out here, sit with us, have a good time with us. We'll bring you up. We're going to have some trivia coming up for us. We can make this a big going out season. Get a lot of Funko Pops. Try to get some t-shirts maybe for you guys, and we have some coveted keychains, which we're going to give to you guys too, to get rid of this last season for walking up to whiskey
Oh
with
yeah,
us.
we just ordered new stickers.
There
We
we go.
just ordered some new hologram stickers.
Come and drink with us and
very
get your
excited.
shit. Win some shit and fucking high fives.
Or not, we'll just give it to you just because you showed up.
And we'll
There's
drink.
that.
We'll drink alone, and we'll hibernate like zombies.
We might share the alcohol. Maybe that's what'll get people to show up.
We
Share-
don't take these home
We
usually.
might share the alcohol. I'm not going to be all committed in. We might.
21 and up. 21 and up.
Oh, for sure. It's past your bedtime, kids.
And have both COVID shots. Get your shots, people. Have a good night. Cheers.
Get your shots. Have your shots. Cheers, y'all.